All right, come on, one more time for Mike Travers, everyone. Yes. Having fun tonight. Mike got a lot of balls on him. I would wait till Rick had 2 hobbled legs before I started talking shit. That guy is a fucking man. Like, just talking to him, I'm like, he's like, oh yeah, I did work construction 40 years. Also a firefighter. And I was waiting for him to be like, and for fun, I'd fucking just beat people up outside of bars. This place is awesome. I love it here. I do. I want to book my next vacation here. So you guys got any cheap 7-day packages? I'll come even in the off season. I don't. They're like, Ray, where'd you get married? I'm like, Rick and Jody out in Washington, PA. Stayed there the whole week. This is this is a coincidence, Rick. I fucked up my knee too. And I heard you telling your story, which was like, oh, I stepped on a nail, it was hurt for weeks, I'd like choked a Hell's Angel, fucking. And mine, I just blacked out drunk, and I don't know what I did. So I wasn't gonna say that. I wasn't gonna be like, I'm just fat and drunk. I was just like, no, I'm actually good. This is a lot of fun to be out of New York and to be actually around like some real people. You guys are real people. I'm a Pittsburgh kid, born and raised. I love Western. I'm from a little bit outside of it, a town called Braddock, where you wind your windows up and you go through there probably. But I love this area more than I could ever love any other place I go, no matter where I move, because I do think that we have some of the realest people that you'll find on the planet. That said, we do got some interesting quirks to us as a people, right? Like don't we have some interesting quirks? Like I was waiting for the bus the other day when I was in town, and I got a DUI. I'm not perfect. I'm not really like drive everywhere, but I see this older lady. She's sitting there, mask on, all by herself. She seems like sad, bored. And I'm like, you know what, Ray? Here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna talk to this lady. You're gonna make her day. You're gonna make her, feel good, right? Be a gentleman. And I'm like, hey, interesting weather we're having, huh? It feels like it's warm one day and then it starts getting chilly the next day. And she goes, oh yeah, who the fuck are you, Joe DiNardo? I was mad not because she talked to me like that. I was just mad that Joe DiNardo was still a relevant reference to our people, right? This guy hasn't been on TV since I was 8 years old. He's dead. Let him rest in peace. She's talking about when she saw him that day, right? But that's what we do. That's how we treat our local newscasters. Like, that's how loyal we are. We treat them like they're the biggest fucking celebrities on the face of this earth. True story, a couple years ago, my uncle came to my house right after he left the drugstore. He goes, hey Ray, you never gonna guess who I run into walking out of the farm ward. Like, probably fucking nobody, dude. That store doesn't exist at all, ever, anymore. And he's like, it's a Rite Aids. Nah, let's not split hairs here, cuz. Who'd you run into? He goes, Bob Pompiani from over on 2. Bobby. See, that guy doesn't know him, but he talks about him like he knows him. Bob Pompiani from over on 2. I'm like, okay. He's like, right, he's standing out there talking to me like he's a regular guy, like you and me. I'm like, because he fucking is a regular guy. He's just a dude, right? But that doesn't stop him. He's like, no, Ray, listen to me. Bob was even telling me who the Steelers are thinking of moving to the number 3 wide receiver spot next year. But don't you go running your mouth about that. He's saving that one for the 11 o'clock. That's when I lost it, right? I was like, dude, he is not royalty. He's not a real, he's just a guy. He's a newscaster in Pittsburgh, and all they tell you is that somebody got shot in Homestead, what tunnels are closed, and fucking what flea market Charlie Batch is signing autographs at. It's gonna be in Ligonier tomorrow, though, if anybody wants to ride out there. I've been driving back and forth a lot between Pittsburgh and New York City, and my least favorite thing, my least favorite piece of small talk is when you get somewhere and somebody's like, "How was the drive?" Because the answer to that is at best is gonna be, "It was fine." I don't how is it's either that or it's fucking miserable, dude. I sat in traffic for half of the trip, it rained, fucking I almost hit a deer. I was scared for my life. It's nobody's ever like, how was the drive? Phenomenal. It was great. Instead of air coming out of my vents, it was just $100 bills. I picked up 2 hitchhikers that blew me. Great, best drive you could ever have. 10 out of 10 drive. Perfect drive. Oh, I like that guy's laugh. That guy's a good laugh right there. One of those like real airy, breathy laughs. I like it. I think it was really funny. Or he's just gasping and I'm being a dick. That's also a possibility. I'm 31 years old. I don't have kids, or I'm not even married. But I have a lot of friends with kids now, and I respect the way like my friends from like more country, rural areas talk about their kids as opposed to like, you know, my city friends, because they're the only ones that are willing to be honest about their children's shortcomings. You know what I mean? Like I talked to my one friend, she lives in New York City, and she's like, oh my God, my little boy Lincoln, he is smart as a whip. The smartest kid you'll ever meet. He's brilliant, you know, but he just doesn't apply himself. That's why he's 12 and still can't really read. People from the country, hell no. They're like, hey, our boy Bo, yeah, he dumber than shit on a brick, but we love him. Just hope one day he runs fast like his daddy, he'll be okay. Love it, man. I wish my mom was more honest with me when I was growing up, because she still to this day isn't honest. She still coddles me, and like to the point I was talking to her and I said, hey Ma, when did you like know I was never gonna do anything great, like become the Jesus Christ. Hey man, fuck you, I'm gonna do something great. All right. Sometimes you get a laugh in a place that hurts. But I said, when did you know I was never gonna do anything great, like be president? And she goes, honey, you can still do it. I'm like, Mom, come on, you know, be honest with me. When did you know? She's like, Ray, you're only 31. You gotta be 35 to be eligible. We'll turn this thing around. We'll get your public urination citations expunged. We'll get you in office. Whatever you want to do. I was like, Mom, when did you know? And she was like, probably when I fucked your father. You know, I knew I wasn't procreating with genes strong enough for you to even be a mayor of a small borough. Just glad you could wipe your ass before you were 10. I did. I was wiping it at 5, so when did you start wiping? 4. You son of a... You're just trying to fucking one-up me? Alright, that's fine. Well, I wipe the shit out of my ass now. I'm great at it. Really good. What's a normal age? Is 5 more? 5 normal, right? Pretty normal. He's advanced, apparently. This guy. All right. Nobody wants to answer. Everybody's all fucking. We all do it, except hot girls. So, God, I hope not. I'm holding out. I'm gonna fuck one day. I will say this. This has been actually a pretty chill year for me, 2020. It's been a pretty laid back, relaxed year. I know a lot of people don't feel that way, but I know it sucks for a lot of people. But I fucking, you know, I just sat around and collected money and didn't spend any. And I know it sounds bad. I know. You know when you're like, these fucking people are leeching off the government. It's me currently, and I can't help it. I'm sorry, but I was loving every minute of it. I'm about to be really poor again soon. Don't worry. I've been poor all my life, and I totally deserve to be poor. And how I know that is when I got that $1,200 stimulus check. First thing I bought is one of those Gwyneth Paltrow vagina scented candles. Not a joke. I got the $90 one, not the $75 one from what heathen. And you guys familiar with this? Gwyneth Paltrow made a candle that smells like her vagina, which it doesn't. It doesn't smell like a vagina. It tastes more like one, to be honest. But it doesn't smell like it. No, I've smelled 8 of them, sir. Sometimes you gotta brag, brother. Sometimes you gotta brag. Give me 10 more years, I'll fucking bring double digits. I don't give a shit. But one of the things I read about it before I was buying is that they said Elton John bought thousands of dollars worth of those candles. Which, I don't think you need to see the musical they made about Elton John's life to know that's a weird purchase for him. Does Elton John have the same taste in vagina that my brother does in coffee? Like, loves the smell, hates the taste. Who definitely won't put his dick in it. But that doesn't seem like, because Elton John is like a proud-ass gay guy. Like, he's super proud to be gay. That sounds more like the purchase of a closeted gay man. You know, somebody just trying to trick his friends, you know, to thinking he's straight for a little longer. Like, they come over for poker night, he's like, hey, fella, sorry about the smell, just been burning up pussy all night. You know how that goes. I am broke though. I really am. I had 3 months in the sun, and now it's gonna be back to usual. And I live with a guy that I refer to as fake poor. Like, he pretends that he's poor, but he's really just auditing poverty. Like, he would say things to me to try to commiserate. He'd be like, yeah, dude, been a pretty rough month for me too. I had to dip into my savings account twice. I'm like, what the fuck is a savings account? You can have 2 accounts. That's not legal. Is that fraud? Is that what fraud is? What the fuck? 2 accounts? Where do they know how to take the overdraft fees from? That doesn't make any sense to me. I'm looking at this house. Rico's like, what the fuck is an overdraft fee? Like, seriously, like at one point last year, I weighed 100 pounds less than my credit score, and I'm not going to tell you either number. Let me just say both of them weren't good for my dick. Both of them weren't good for my dick. They weren't. That's why I'm stuck at 8. I'm stuck at 8. That's tough. It's more than 8, bro. 9.5. I count hand jobs as half. I love hand jobs, man. I really do. My round of applause. Who here likes a good hand job? Couple of you? No. Fucking hot bartender. Oh, God. When I have sex with chicks, I'm just gonna start pretending that I'm him. Like, that'll probably get me off easier. I'm not even gonna have kids. I'm just gonna make you fuck my wife so my kids look like you. I don't want this guy in there. I just want to be that guy. I'm just setting up a cuckold situation for myself. Better be with a big woman to get the arms that he would produce out of her. Jesus Christ. So enormous. Big arms. That's why I'm glad I wore long sleeves. Like, you look like a pear with toothpicks in it. Yes. But I do. I personally love hand jobs, because hand jobs, they're like the Flask of sex acts. You know, you could sneak them into any public event and get away with it. You know what I mean. Concerts, comedy shows, baptisms, wherever. And a lot of you guys didn't clap, and I don't know if it was just because you were sitting next to your wife, or I just made you uncomfortable. But if you, I can't stand the guy that doesn't like them. That's always bothered me. The guy that doesn't like hand jobs, because they always have their dumbass reasons. They're always like, she's gonna give me a hand job? What am I, 7? Like, I don't think your issue is the sensation. I think you got an uncle you need to confront. 7 years old. What is going on? But the one you hear most of the time, and I'm sure somebody in here has said this to somebody, is they said, why do I want somebody to do something for me that I could do better myself? Which is a weird way to brag about being good at jacking off. But for me, it's like, okay, that's fine. Sure, you're going to be better, but look at Gordon Ramsay. He's one of the best chefs in the world. But you don't think he likes somebody to, I don't know, make him a PB&J from time to time? Hand jobs are also the PB&Js of sex acts. Because I loved them when I was younger, and it's really all I can afford right now. So that's fine. This is a lot. I'm having a lot of fun with you guys. I hope you're having some fun with me. Been trying to find a lot of stuff to do, during this, us being cooped up in our houses. Been watching too much TV. I'm sure a lot of us have been. And everybody's like looking for what to watch. Like, what's the thing I should be watching? Hey, you got any good recommendations? And all my friends recommend to me are those serial killer documentaries, and I don't like them. I don't like it. It's scary. You know, like there is a reason that Cheers is always my recently watched on Netflix. You know, because there's not an episode where Norm has to bury a call girl behind the bar. That's never that. Can't stand it. They're always like, no, dude, this one you'd really like. This is a really good one. The guy in this movie, he disembowels his. I'm like, I'm already out with the word disembowels. I don't want to hear about it. Like, I had a girl that I was dating that was really into those, that like it would always be on in the background at her place. Like that was like her background music almost. You know, sometimes you keep a ball game and you're not really paying attention. That's what she would do. And you know how hard it is to like hook up with a chick when all you hear is some southern detective getting interviewed like, he ate everything but the victim's toes. Doesn't anybody fuck to R&B anymore? What is going on? The hell have I been? Fucking sweaty. I'm a sweaty guy. I wish I could say it was from these lights, but it's not. Oh, thanks, motherfucker. That guy's bigger than me. It is. I am just overweight. Thank you, sir. I've been watching a lot of another show I've been watching a lot of is that America's Got Talent. I've been watching all the they got all the episodes on Hulu, and I love that show. But I need the judges on America's Got Talent to quit acting shocked when somebody with a disability is good at something. It's like, yeah, man, he's blind. He should be able to sing. He's not missing his tongue. Like, we know that people can be blind and good singers because of Ray Charles. He sang and played piano beautifully and then developed a heroin addiction just to give himself a challenge, you know? The meanest thing on those shows is sometimes they're just shocked when somebody unattractive is good at something. Remember that Susan Boyle lady? They were like, how? They were like they wouldn't just be honest with her. They were all like, we just didn't see that coming out of you. They were like, they should have just been, you're ugly as shit. You're very ugly. Like why? Like Simon Cowell got a tear rolling down his face because some fat guy did the worm across stage. It's a mean ass show. Been trying to read more. That's a mistake. I did. I've been seeing that they have they release new information and stories about Adolf Hitler that I read about, and one of them it said Adolf Hitler used to abuse his family pets. Why do they have that story though? Aren't we like, I thought we were already sold that he was a terrible fucking guy. Like, who was it that needed that article to be like, yeah, I read the genocide stuff, but this guy's a fucking monster. The other article that I read about him that just came out like a couple years ago, and I saw it recently, is that they say Hitler had a micro penis. It's like, how the fuck do we know that he had a micro penis, right? Like, I think that disintegrates pretty early. Like, somebody dig him up and it was just still there. Like, but I realized then that like somebody could have made that up and nobody in that writer's room was gonna be like, hey, you know what? I actually think Hitler had a big old hog on him. Yeah, no, he was a very terrible guy, but dynamite in the sack. Like, there was nobody in that room that was gonna do that. So if you're ever struggling at the newspaper you work for, just make up something terrible about an evil person that's dead, and nobody will ever confront you about it. For example, I made up the Hitler abusing his pets thing. The other thing I did read, I made up the pets thing because I knew nobody was going to come up to me after this and be like, hey Ray, great set, but Hitler was nice to his cats. So maybe take that out of your little sketch. I've been single for a few years, and it's the best part about being single is to learn what you eventually want in somebody, you know, like our birthday girl wants a guy that when he comes he goes, ha, and like, you gotta know what you want, you gotta know how to lock her down. Mine's more of a so I'm not judging, that wasn't a judgment. The second one was real. I brought an extra pair of jeans. I got about 5 more minutes left. It's only going to get grosser. So, but I did learn with one of the last girls I was hanging out with that not all farts are funny. You guys know that? It's the truth. I was on a third date with her, and we were laying in my bed, and I heard it. She farted, but me, being the gentleman that I am, I was like, Ray, you know what, just pretend like you didn't hear it. She's probably already embarrassed, you know, it's not her fault. You know how butt cheeks slide on satin, it probably just slipped out. She turns around, she goes, did you just hear that? So I give her an out, I'm like, what? No, I didn't hear anything, I didn't hear shit. I mean, I hope that I didn't hear shit. I'm just trying to watch this, looks like it might be a good movie. She turns around again, real confident, goes, well, I just farted. Kind of like, brother. Pretty long Adam's apple, too. She said she just farted, or she said she just farted. And, like, what do you say? Like, what would you say if your lady farts in bed with you? And he doesn't know. He's just getting divorced right away.
If they're asleep, he's sitting.
Don't, if they're asleep, you don't count it? That's a fucking good rule. That's actually a really good rule. I respect that. I respect. What if she's wide awake, though? Divorce. Oh.
Pretty girls don't fart.
Love this guy. Getting laid with my material. I can't do it, so you might as well. Might as well do it. I definitely said the wrong thing. She goes, well, I just farted. I went, gross. And she lost. She was like, really, am I gross? How am I gross? What makes me gross? I'm like, I don't know, right? Like, I just didn't know what to say. What was I supposed to say? Like, hey, great fart, brother. Way to push that shit out, dude. Yeah. I got one coming next. I'm brewing one up. Fucking what? Make us a party. No, I definitely said the wrong thing, and she lost it on me. Yeah. That's where I'm at. Oh, by round of applause, who in here has ever tried anything they've seen in a porno? What did you try? Because I saw you looking at her, nodding her head. You're like, you remember that? March 23rd this year. I look pretty cool. He's not gonna tell. You're not gonna tell me what you tried. You know.
I don't remember.
You don't even remember. That's how much he does it. He's like, fuck, like a porn star every night, right? We should move along. I never tried anything that I've seen in one of those movies. I really haven't. Not because I didn't want to. Just all the cool stuff I can't do. Like, I'm not strong enough to deadlift a woman onto my wiener. Or I don't have a stepmom. My dad never remarried. That's on him. I can't do that thing, you know, where they're banging in a kitchen and the dude, he got his foot up on like a 4-foot counter. The core strength alone. I'm probably watching the dudes too much. But I'm just finding that as I'm getting older, I'm not even getting turned on by porn anymore. I'm just judging how comfortable the sex is. I'm like, really, you guys are gonna do it on the stairs? Okay. Well, you're gonna hate yourself in the morning. It's gonna kill your knees. There's not even carpet on those stairs. I hope you don't work manual labor. 35. This video is 35 minutes long. Who are you trying to impress? It's sex. It's not CrossFit. If you're doing it right, 3 minutes tops. It's all you need. 35 minutes. By the time you're done, you're gonna be way too tired to clean up. And now we got a slipping hazard on the staircase. Yeah, kids are gonna be home at 5 p.m. That sounds like a broken ankle waiting to happen. You were bitching the other night about stepping on a Lego, but now your son's gonna have to be a part of one of the most awkward conversations at an ER ever. Can you see that happen? And the doctor's just like, so what did the child slip on? Dad goes, let's just say some of his brothers and sisters and move on. How about that? He's like, oh my God, are the other kids okay? Nah, they're not gonna make it. It was jizz. We all got that, right? All right, man, it's been a lot of fun. I thank you guys so much.